What up, y'all, and welcome to Nashville Super Speedway for the penultimate race in the 2023 FBRL Napa Truck Series season. On pole for the second race in a row is William Brock, who is once again trying to chase down Ace Wylde. This time from 38 points back, he has Nelson Reeves to his outside. Luke Martin starts in row 2 with Huck Davis. Tib Foster in row 3 with Jerry Cook. Malik Nevins, AJ Jones in row 4 with Aiden Smith and points leader Ace Wylde in row 5. Brock, Luke Martin, AJ Jones, Tib Foster, they're all trying to chase down the 30 of Ace Wylde to where they can have a shot at the championship next time out at Phoenix. But they're going to need to gain a good amount of points. William Brock, 5 points out of being in range. He could technically get Ace on the win tiebreaker, especially if he gets the victory here today. Luke Martin is 41 points back. Ace, he needs to gain at least 8 points. AJ Jones, 45 back, needs to gain at least 12 and win out. And then Tib Foster needs to gain at least 20 and win out. And that is just one of such scenario for all 4 of those drivers. Ace Wylde, if he finishes ahead of them in any shape or form, he will clinch the championship here this afternoon. And it'll be the most meme-tastic championship winner of all time, because outside of character here, that's my driver. Anyway, back into character. As we get towards the rear of the field, we only had one driver fail to qualify for today's race due to the 43 truck entry list. So a lot of drivers able to qualify for once, such as Eric Monaco, Samantha Oskin, and as you see at the back of the field, making the field on provisionals was the 7 of Mac Johnson and the 75 of Henry Thomas, and then on speed was the 12 of Bradley Ream and the 98 of Seth Cole. Let's go trackside for the command to fire engines.
Here we go, race band. Drivers, start your engines!
Start off. Already clear, crank with.
It's a nice sunny day here in Nashville, 65 degrees with a south wind of 7 miles an hour. 105 lap race. William Brock once again swept practice and qualifying. Practice lap was a 30.852. Angel Gutierrez, the only driver to not qualify. Fuel window, 34 to 36 laps with 2 to 2.5 seconds of tire wear. And drivers reported in practice the tire wear doesn't really start to hit until the second half of a run. So undercut, overcut. Not really sure how that'll play out here at this particular track. Should be quite interesting. William Brock, though, leading them to the green with Nelson Reeves on his outside. Can they chase down Ace Wylde? Green flag is in the air here for the second time this season at Nashville. For those that forgot, we went to the Nashville Fairgrounds for the 4th race of the season. Silver Fox Motorsports won that race with James Silver Fox, so perhaps the team may be going to look to sweep the Nashville races. It's off of turn 4. William Brock will lead the first lap, but he's already under pressure from Huck Davis. And Tib Foster right there as well in third. Going to look to the inside for second as Davis goes by for the race lead. Davis has been coming alive here at the end of the 2023 campaign after a season filled with ups and downs, good luck, bad luck. He's got the 2 wins from Massachusetts and California. He could be looking for a 3rd win here today. Now Nelson Reeves goes by William Brock for 3rd. How about Malik Nevins currently in 5th? This 48 team in good, dire need of a good run. AJ Jones is in 6th place right now. His hometown driver Austin Rogers going by Aiden Smith for 7th as Tib Foster's looking for the lead on his teammate. Nelson Reeves maybe thought about sending it 3 wide there, but not enough space as the corner gets tight at the apex. Foster will clear Huck Davis down the back straightaway for the race lead. Four laps into this thing, and already the drivers passing, making moves left and right, putting on a great show for the fans here in attendance. Ace Wylde starting to move his way up through the field after starting in 10th place, currently on the inside of AJ Jones, looking for 5th. Already got Luke Martin behind him now in 9th. Wylde will clear AJ Jones for 5th place. How about Aiden Smith now going to look for 6th? Aiden off a good run back at Milwaukee. Trying to use that momentum. As Aiden is set to head to the Hardee's National Series for 2024. But following Milwaukee, kind of half joked that he was having second thoughts about moving on up to the Hardee's National Series. But hey, the off season, couple months, enough time to change your decision. Not to mention Aiden's team here, Novasport, which he drives for, still looking for a driver for their truck for 2024. William Brock sees that Ace Wylde has shown up now in 4th. Brock going to make the move on Huck Davis to take back 2nd, but Wylde is going to go right by Huck Davis here and take 3rd place. Currently with where they run, Tip Foster would gain 11 points on Wylde. That would not be enough. William Brock, 2nd to 3rd, would gain 4 points. That would be 1 point short. Most points you can gain is 33 points. That is if you win the race and the other driver fails to finish top 20. And most of those points to be gained are inside the top 5. It's Wylde to the inside of William Brock. Now the reason Brock can afford to only gain the 5 points if it comes down to it is he's got the tiebreaker on Ace Wylde. So if they tie in the points, Brock has more wins than Wylde. So Brock would get the tiebreaker on that front. But now Brock's going to have to find something. Wylde has made it by. Now Nelson Reeves looking to his bumper as well for what would be 3rd. But still, 95 laps to go. And a lot of time to decide what adjustments might need to be made to get this one truck back out in front of the Monster Energy Racing Duo 47 and 30 trucks. Got a driver in the field that's making the Napa Truck Series debut. Kyle Sustry for Breeding Enterprises will be driving this number 8 truck for the last 2 races of the 2023 season. Sustry set to drive for Revolution Racing in what will be their new 2nd truck next season. I believe the number on that is, I believe Sustry will be in the 39, so he'll be in the existing truck, and then Nelson Reeves will be in the 99. But Sustry currently running in 19th place, just got passed by Josh Crash, so we'll have to see if Sustry is able to hang on to a top 20 finish. While we were checking out the debutee change at the front of the field, William Brock has gone back to the race lead, and Tib Foster has fallen down the running order. Looking like Foster will fall outside of the top 5. Nelson Reeves went by to take 2nd, Wylde by to take 3rd, but now Wylde looking to take 2nd place back from the 19. Wylde will take 2nd place. Now, if William Brock wins this race and Ace Wylde finishes 2nd, that would make it a 31-point deficit for Brock heading into Phoenix. Now, the only way Brock would be able to pass Wylde in the championship at Phoenix with a 31-point deficit, is he would need to win. You only get 26 points finishing second. So you win, you get 33. Wylde could finish 19th or worse. And that would be how William Brock would win the championship in the scenario that they finish 1, 2. But hey, there are other drivers out here too, and Luke Martin has joined the party inside the top 5. Luke been kind of quiet these last couple races. We have not seen him visit victory lane since Memphis. But the 2021 champion, he never gives up, and he's going for it every single week at 100%. And Martin trying to get Mercedes their first championship in their second season in the Napa Truck Series. But unlike 2021, Luke Martin is the one trying to close the gap and not maintain it like Ace Wylde is doing. Jordan Fisher has slowly been creeping forward. Started outside of the top 10. Moved his way forward into the top 10. Now going to move his way into the top 5 as he passes boss man Luke Martin. Has not quite been the 2023 season Jordan Fisher thought it would be. Of course, the injury back at Indianapolis in the Sony Cup Series did not help his season at all. He went on to miss a ton of races here in the Napa Truck Series. Returned to a couple races earlier than expected at Michigan, but has not found victory lane. The 6th truck did win at Road 1 with Vince Freeze, but Fisher on the season, 4 top 5, 6 top 10s in 13 races. And Martin Motorsports has not really shown the race-winning capabilities they were showing back when Vince Freeze was in the car around the mid-season, so not sure if this team just made the wrong upgrades or just fell behind somewhere just by that little bit. Looking at Memphis onward, you got Luke Martin and William Brock with a win apiece, as well as Ace Wylde. 2 wins from Huck Davis, and then the win by Ryan Butcher last time out at Milwaukee. So only 3 teams winning in that, or 4 teams, sorry, winning in that stretch. And if you take it back further to include Michigan, Pukekohe, and Milano, that number of teams only goes up by 1, as the Max won at Michigan, Brock won at New Zealand, and AJ Jones won at Italy. So it has been mostly Coyote Autosport, Silver Fox Motorsports, and Monster Energy Racing here on the 2023 season. With, of course, a breeding win here and there, plus the Andrade win back at Kansas. But yeah, other than that, it's been those 3 teams, guys. I don't know what I'm trying to get at. William Brock back to the race lead. Halloween was a couple weeks ago. Why am I booing at people? So Brock takes the lead. Fisher's got to drive by up to 2nd now. Hey, this might be Jordan Fisher's day. This 6 truck looks fast. Now, we have not gone through the running order, so let's do that for once. You got Brock, Fisher, Wylde, Austin Rogers, AJ Jones, top 5. Luke Martin, Tib Foster, Huck Davis. How about Jerry Cook in 9th? Cook having a really good race as Sean Ard's looking for 10th on Nelson Reeves. Got Bob Burns just outside of the top 10 here, trying to move forward. Aiden Smith has fallen out of the top 10. He's currently racing Dewey Schramm III to move back forward. This is for 13th, I believe. Yep, 13th place right there. Josh Crash, man, what a day here for the 62 of Single C Racing. Crash has been crashing a lot this year, no pun intended. But having a really good showing here today at the Nashville Superspeedway. He's going to go by Schramm for 14th. Edward Siemba, Ryan Griffin, the final two drivers at the back of this 17 truck line. Back in 18th is Blaze McKinney, Aria Carmona 19th, and Malik Nevins 20th. Man, we're praising Nevins at the beginning of the race for being in the top 5, but it looks like this 48 truck just does not have the pace to stay there. And once again, looking like a tough going for the 48 team. JD Martin is the first one outside of the top 20. You got Randy Riggs Jr. in 22nd. Jeff Bolton, Al Bunch, Austin Runkle, the top 25. Jacques Anderson, Aiden Carlton. Bradley Bishop Jr. is in 28th place, man. I don't know what has been going on with BBJ and breeding, but hopefully they can get it figured out and rebound for a much better 2024, because these last few weeks have not been top 5 in the points pace at all. Mac Johnson, who got in on a provisional in 29th. How about Nate Champion in the 84 this race? He's going to finish out the season in the 84. He's in 30th. Zeus-Dry has fallen to 31st. Roberto Crown Jr. can't wait for the season to be over. Seth Cole, 33rd. Zach Flickinger, 34th. Michael Miller, tough going so far, along with Ben McDonald. Both of those drivers looking forward to a better season next year. Bradley Ream, likely, same thing. But unsure if Ream will stay with Young Motorsports for 2024 or move somewhere else, as Young Motorsports has been really gone down the tank this season. Eric Monaco, Henry Thomas, Samantha Oskin, Shane Anderson, and Benjamin Snyder round out the running order. Going for the race lead is the hometown boy, Austin Rogers, as Luke Martin is looking to maybe make a move. No, Luke Martin is pitting. We're in the window. It's lap 34. Hey, what do you know? Sean Ard, Huck Davis, Nelson Reeves looking like they will follow. Dewey Schramm III coming in, Aria Carmona, JD Martin, Jeff Bolton. So these are the drivers looking at the undercut. Bradley Bishop Jr. coming in as well. Smart move by him. He needs to find the way to gain some track position. And then Henry Thomas and Benjamin Snyder will come in as well. Austin Rogers will lead in group number 2. Tip Foster going to choose to stay out, going for the overcut. Same with Bob Burns. Fisher, Wylde, Cook, AJ Jones, Siemba coming in. Randy Riggs Jr. stays out. Austin Runkle stays out. Mac Johnson staying out. And a couple more of those near the back. Tip Foster, though, choosing to stay out here for one more lap. And he'll bring it to pit road here on lap 36. Here goes Luke Martin, fresh off his pit stop. Sean Ard right behind him. Luke Martin comes out. There you see William Brock and Austin Rogers in the picture. Martin will beat out teammate Austin Rogers for the race lead. Sean Ard will move up to 3rd. Luke will come around. He will take the race lead away from Tip Foster. So Luke Martin is the race leader over Austin Rogers. Sean Ard in 3rd. William Brock 4th. Jordan Fisher 5th. Siemba 6th. Huck Davis 7th. Carmona in 8th. And Tib Foster will come out side by side with Dewey Schramm the third for 9th. JD Martin in 11th. Jerry Cook 12th. AJ Jones down to 13th. Ace Wylde down to, I believe that is 16th. Nelson Reeves also down the running order outside of the top 15. Bradley Bishop Jr. up into the top 20. We'll have to see if he's got the pace to try and maintain some of the positions he gained on the undercut. If you look through the rest of the field, Blaze McKinney outside of the top 20 now. Same with Aiden Smith. And Malik Nevins, man, terrible pit stop down the 34th. And the 48 team just cannot catch a break. Luke Martin, though, your race leader here on lap 39 following the first green flag pit cycle. And now you got to wonder how much of that time Ace Wylde, 6.5 seconds back, how much of that time can Ace Wylde make up? We saw him do some crazy things at Chicagoland to win that race. But there's still another green flag pit stop to be had. But with where Wylde is running, that bodes very well for William Brock, who is in third. If Brock can get to the race lead, hope Wylde doesn't gain a ton of positions. We will have quite the championship fight on our hands heading to Phoenix. William Brock applying pressure to Austin Rogers. Rogers took the lead away from Luke Martin 2 laps ago. Now William Brock looking for the race lead himself. Tib Foster has closed the gap a bit. He's up to 7th. Ace Wylde up to 13th, has already closed in 2.5 seconds on the leaders. Brock will take the lead away from Austin Rogers at the start-finish line. This race has been very Homestead-esque. In terms of, it seems like you know who has the fastest truck. They take the lead. They lead for about 5 laps, and then someone else takes the lead right back from them. So this has been quite the Homestead-esque race. Just a bit more trainy and a bit less side-by-sidey. Sean Ard's been doing good, holding on. He's still in 4th. How about Siemba up to 5th? Siemba pit on group number 2 as well, and he came in behind Jordan Fisher, Ace Wylde, Jerry Cook, and AJ Jones, and Siemba got out ahead of all of them. So quite the pit stop by the number 80 Anjado team. They are hungry. They are looking for win number 20, not just for themselves, but for Toyota. Anjado, again, on their way out, not just from the Napa Truck Series, but from Toyota camp as well. So trying to get Toyota one last trophy. And it would be the team's 20th win in Napa Truck Series history. Breeding Enterprises is set to switch to Toyota, and likely happy they are making that move, because with the way the last few races have gone, it seems as though Monster Energy Racing has taken Breeding Enterprises' spot as the top Dodge Ram team in the Napa Truck Series. Breeding Enterprises, man, they have just been struggling here today. There's Bradley Bishop Jr., currently the highest one. He's in 19th. Nevins still going nowhere in 34th, with Sustrite in 37th. But this team did win races this year. You saw BBJ win the Daytona 250. Breeding Enterprises has won that race now 3 years in a row. With 3 different, each of their trucks at that. The 8 truck won it in 2021, 48 in Evans in 22, and then 88 at BBJ this year. And then they also got the win at Michigan with Eric DeMax. But it's just not been a good showing breeding enterprises outside of the big boy tracks. As Ace Wylde has jumped into the top 10. Now down to 3.5 seconds on William Brock, with about another 20 laps to go in this green flag tire stint. Tib Foster on the move, looking for third place from Luke Martin here. William Brock the leader, Fisher in second. Ace Wylde, AJ Jones closing up at the rear of the picture. Sean Ard's undercut starting to fade. Same could be said for the 28 of Luke Martin. Tib Foster's overcut really starting to show. Bob Burns, not so much. He's still in 14th. Now Fisher putting pressure on the back of William Brock in the 1. Train of trucks here. Coming to lap 60. Next time by will be 45 laps to go. We have seen the one truck time and time again go to the race lead, lose it at times, but always go back to it. One more pit stop. Wylde to the inside of Sean Ard. That is for 7th place. If you Tib Foster, you hate to think about it, but you gotta hope that the 30 either has a really bad pit stop or has a flat tire or something. Because with the way things are running, the chances of the 47 contending for a championship at Phoenix are growing slimmer by the lap. The same could be said for the 28 of Luke Martin and the 42 of AJ Jones, who have not had the same type of race-winning pace we've seen today out of the 1, the 30, the 47, and the 82. You could likely throw the 6 into that hat as well. Foster now by Fisher for second, looking for the lead on William Brock. Wylde has closed to the bumper of the 28. Foster now looking to the inside of Brock for the lead here on lap 64 in turn 1. Side by side off of turn 2. And Foster about clear into turn 3. Foster to the race lead. Now you got to see if he can hold on to this thing. Pit stops are looming closer. We come to lap 65. Next time by will be 40 laps to go. William Brock has not given up on leading the field in the green flag pit stops just yet. He's making a move on Tib Foster here at lap 67. Brock got a really good run through 3 and 4. Now he's looking to clear Foster in 1 and 2, but Foster trying to fight back on the top. But we haven't seen the outside do anything to defend all race. Now Ace Wylde up to 4th by Jordan Fisher, looking for 3rd on Edward Siemba. Wylde up to 3rd now, gonna dive it to the inside of Foster, looking for 2nd place. Ace Wylde, man, on this run. Pitt in the middle group came out 6.5 seconds behind what was race leader Luke Martin. Brock, he was 5 seconds behind William Brock, and he has closed that gap over this 35 lap stint. And as we come on to lap 69, I'm hearing drivers are getting ready to come to pit road. Team said the window would be 34 to 36 laps, but that you can stretch it about 37. And there at the back of the picture, Huck Davis, first one in. Jeff Bolton coming in. Just two drivers here on lap 69. William Brock's going to be the next one to bite. He comes down pit road with Wylde right on his bumper. Wylde stays out. Brock choosing to go for the undercut this time around. Sean Ard in once again. Jerry Cook, Dewey Schramm the third. Excuse me. Aria Carmona in. Bradley Bishop Jr. down once again. And here comes Ace Wylde. One lap after William Brock. He's going to pit. Tip Foster going to stay out. AJ Jones going to stay out. Siemba, Austin Rogers, Luke Martin coming in. As I'm hearing, this will be the big group. Huck Davis already out and away. Racing with those choosing to stay on track for another lap. Fisher's going to come in this time. Tip Foster's going to go another one. I'm a little surprised by that. AJ Jones is going to pit. Bob Burns, Blaze McKinney. William Brock is out and ahead of Huck Davis. So Tip Foster choosing to go long here. Not sure if this was the call to make. Fall off still only about 2.5 seconds though. But could that extra 2.5 seconds be costly? Jordan Fisher's just coming out of pit road. There goes William Brock. There goes Siemba and Ace Wylde. And Wylde is still right here compared to the one of William Brock. Now on the last run, Brock was on the same pit on the same lap Ace Wylde did, but he got all the track time because Wylde was fourth in line coming into pit road, and he lost that time checking up for those in front of him. This time, however, Wylde was the first one in out of his group. So the only time William Brock gained was the 2 seconds of the tire difference. I'm hearing Eric Monaco has a suspension failure. They're going to bring him back down pit road. And they're going to see if they can fix that or not. Let's take a look at the updated top 10. Brock is the leader. Siemba second, Wylde third, Arden fourth, Huck Davis fifth, Austin Rogers, Luke Martin, Jordan Fisher, Ryan Griffin to the top 10, Jerry Cook rounding out that top 10, Carmona, AJ Jones back down to 12th, Tib Foster coming out 15th now, 8 seconds back. We saw what Wylde did over a full run. Can Tib Foster do the same? especially having the newest tires out of anybody on the track. That time by, he actually lost 0.2 of a second. Remember, beginning of the run, the tires are all about the same. They don't really start to show their loss until towards the second half of the run. Burns, Randy Riggs Jr., McKinney, J.D. Martin, the top 20. Bradley Bishop Jr. is right here in 21st, trying to get a point for what has been a bad day for them. Aiden Smith down in 22nd still. We saw him top 10 earlier. Malik Nevins, man, still struggling. Maybe going to try to get a top 30 somehow here if you can. As William Brock is going to lap Henry Thomas. And I'm hearing Eric Monaco is done for the race. Suspension failure is unrepairable. Gotta wonder if they made a bad adjustment on the 4017 to Tip Foster. This truck has gone nowhere despite the tire advantage. In fact, Tip has lost positions down to 17th now. And 8.2 seconds back, still has gained no time over these first 10 laps, unlike what we saw Ace Wylde doing on that last run. See Tib with a good corner there, though, compared to Bob Burns. Gonna try and get a position back here, but at this point, this is starting to turn more into damage control and less into a chance to fight for the win and fight to stay alive. Gaining time, though, nonetheless, and you never know. Anything can happen here in the Napa Truck Series. But if it's going to happen, it's got to happen soon. Ace Wylde is closed up to the bumper of William Brock, and he's got to run off of turn 4. Looking for the race lead. Down in the turn 1 is Ace Wylde. He's looking to clinch this championship with a victory. Past the one of William Brock he goes. With 19 laps remaining, can Ace Wylde hold on? Grab his third victory of the season? And clinch the championship here in Nashville. I mean, talk about a stretch of races for Ace Wylde. Won at Chicagoland. Second place at Massachusetts. Back-to-back third place finishes of California and Milwaukee. This team chose the right time to get hot and come alive. But don't count out William Brock just yet. The gap is increasing. But William Brock was riding, knowing Ace Wylde would probably catch him. And as Wylde goes to lap Cement Oskin, he's also got Seth Cole in front of him. This is going to help William Brock close in. You've also got Edward Siemba up here looking to fight for the win. And Siemba pit the same lap as Wylde. You've also got Jordan Fisher back in the distance. Him and AJ Jones on the same set of tires. Trying to make do with something here. Maybe go for a win if they can close the distance. But if they're going to do it, they better do it fast. And they've also got lap trucks now to work their way by. As we come to 15 laps to go. William Brock with a good run off of turn 2 is going to look to take back the race lead from Ace Wylde. This is the one thing William Brock has got to get with Wylde up here in the top 3. If Wylde finishes third, you can't finish second here. If you're William Brock, you'd be 1 point short of being in contention. William Brock needs to win this race, or he needs Ace Wylde to have a problem. But that EA Sports Ram is fast, and it's right there on his bumper. Brock clears for the race lead. Can he hold on? Will Wylde be able to take it back? Got a bit more lap traffic up ahead. Tib Foster's up to 11th, 6 seconds back, but I don't think he's going to be able to gain that 6 seconds in the next 10 laps. AJ Jones 4 seconds back, has kind of stabilized there in 9th. Jordan Fisher, Luke Martin, Ryan Griffin, though, they are continuing to move forward. Do those three have anything to catch the top three? Ace Wylde's going to look for the race lead. I'll tell you one thing that'll help those three from 4th to 6th is more changes for the lead. Wylde now with help from Siemba down the back straightaway. Brock took the lead on lap 93. Now Wylde takes the lead right back on lap 96. And now Siemba up to 2nd place behind Wylde following this move. The gap back to Fisher down to 2.5 seconds. But these three also with lap traffic between them in 4th place. Got Seth Cole and Cement Oskin. Siemba with a really good turn 4, closing up to the bumper of Ace Wylde. Siemba looking to the inside here, going into turn 1. And Siemba clears for the race lead. Now here comes William Brock looking to take 2nd. Brock will take the position, but as mentioned, he's got to win this thing. Edward Siemba has not visited victory lane all year after winning 2 races a year ago. Looking for his first win of 2023 here today, and to give Anjato that 20th win. Now Brock, though, going for the lead here on lap 100. Roberto Crown Jr. now a lap down to help them fend off Jordan Fisher and co. Fisher's got it under 2 seconds. As he's closing up to Cement Oskin, I'm not sure if Fisher has enough time to throw his hat in the mix. Brock clears Siemba off of 4 for the race lead, and now here comes Wylde right back to the inside of the 80. 5 laps to go. Will the championship be decided? Or will we head to Phoenix to decide it instead? Remember, Brock undercut Wylde by a lap. As we close to the end of the run, will that lap start to show? And I'm hearing drivers are reporting oil being leaked onto the racetrack. Hearing it's coming from the 48 of Malik Nevins. Officials waiting to see if the track gets too slick. But so far, it looks like the drivers are fine. Here comes Ace Wylde, looking for the lead off of turn 4, coming to 3 to go. Wylde in the turn one will clear Brock for the race lead. Now Siemba back to the inside of Brock for second. Can Brock do anything to get by him? Roberto Crown Jr.'s got a problem. Hearing a flat tire on the 57. Siemba clear for second place. 2 laps to go. Malik Nevins on pit road. Wylde has had arguably the best season out of anybody. Coming into this race, 2 wins, 10 top 5s, 12 top 10s. Most top 5 finishes by anybody. By a good margin. Equal in the top 10 category with teammate Tip Foster and competitor AJ Jones. The only thing lacking is the wins. Down 1 on Luke Martin, down 2 on the 1 of William Brock. Siemba closing on the bumper of Ace Wylde. Can he go for the win? As through turns 3 and 4, the championship will be sealed. And it'll be Ace Wylde hosting the trophy. He's going to win it too here at the Nashville Superspeedway. Cue the Barack Obama giving Barack Obama a medal meme. As that's my driver. Cue the memes, everybody. Cue the memes. This is how DJ Curtis feels like when his cars win championships all the time in Hardee's, guys. All the time. You're happy, but at the same time, you're like, man, couldn't you have blown up or something? Wylde gets his 3rd win of the season, 3rd win of his career. And he becomes just the 10th driver to earn 3 victories in the Napa Truck Series. Edward Siemba coming up just short in 2nd. William Brock, man, gave it all he had. Once again from the pole, comes home 3rd. Now, there is still one title fight left, and that is the Owners' Championship. And that is going to be between the 30 and the 1. Now, that is because the 1 was driven by Jesse Turner at Homestead and James Shelley at Kansas due to Brock's agreement to drive 2 races for Shockhouse Performance. So Brock will be 19 points back. Well, not Brock. The one truck will be 19 points back of the 30 truck in the owner's battle heading to Phoenix. So that will be something to, I guess, keep track of during what will be the longest race of the season. It's going to be the Phoenix 150. So 150 laps of action around Phoenix. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. Back to your finishing order, though. Jordan Fisher, 4th. That's the most pace we've seen out of Fisher here in the latter half of the season. Luke Martin, 5th. He will not be a 2-time champion just yet. Ryan Griffin comes home 6th. Good run for them. AJ Jones, 7th. Austin Rogers, 8th for the hometown driver. Blaze McKinney with a surprise 9th there at the end. He was, I think, outside the top 20 most of the race. Tib Foster rounds out the top 10. Overcut strategy was not the way to go. 4 seconds back. Sean Ard, 11th. Great day for them. So great double day there for Freeze Racing Team. Bob Burns, 12th. Nelson Reeves, 13th. Carmona, 14th. Randy Riggs Jr., 15th. Jerry Cook, 16th. Josh Crash, 17th. Huck Davis, 18th. We saw him lead a handful of laps early and then kind of was just in the top 10. Strategy took care of the rest. Dewey Schramm, the 3rd, 19th. And Austin Runkle rounds out the top 20. J.D. Martin, Bradley Bishop Jr., Aiden Smith, some notables there, 21st to 23rd. Mac Johnson, 26th after starting 39th on the provisional. Kyle Sustry, first career start, 32nd. And then, of course, we had Nevins with the oil leak there at the end. He went back on track to finish. Roberto Crown Jr. retired his truck, and Eric Monaco with the suspension failure. So that'll do it here for me today. Ace Wylde is your race winner and your 2023 Napa Truck Series champion. And that will be Ram's second title and first championship for Monster Energy Racing. Well, once again, the title has been clinched the race early, 3 years running. And we've still got one more race on the calendar. As always, it's the season finale. And I am hopeful that a certain Sony Cup Series champion will be joining me in the booth. So with that said, I will see y'all next time out at Phoenix for the Phoenix 150. Ace Wylde, your 2023 Napa Truck Series champion and winner here today at Nashville Super Speedway. Peace out, y'all. Cue to means.